Hey, what's going on? Thanks for coming. Check it out. Your time is good because I was actually just going to do a new video for finger tapping, all right? Yeah, I know. I'm not supposed to be doing lessons, right? Although I did mention that I'll do a lesson when I think it'll be non-intrusive to your actual lessons, in-person lessons, which I hope you're doing. So I think this kind of qualifies finger tapping, right? So we're gonna do that, but we're also gonna do this a little different because I actually, besides this video, we're gonna do a video, a YouTube short, you know, the TikTok style stuff. So we're doing one of those. Where it's less than 60 seconds long. I think it comes in at 58 seconds, where I really super shrink this lesson down to its barest essentials, so that you can check that out when you're just on your phone, as well as a playthrough of sorts of the elements of this lesson. Basically, I use them to, I put them together so that it's as an example. All right. So those links will all be at the end of this video. So you'll have to check that out. All right. But also, you're going to want to check this out because there's a little secret that I'm only telling at the end of this video about the exercises in this lesson. All right. But you got to stay to the end to hear that. Okay. So now, real quick, basically, the elements, there's like 3 elements to doing tapping. There's the tap, there's the pull off, and then there's the hammer on. Okay. And when you do all those in sequence in the right way, you get a nice, fluid, really cool sounding finger tapping. Now, the way this works is generally you need to know your scales. All right. Yeah, I know. Sorry, guys. If you don't know your scales, it will be okay for this lesson. But to become a really good tapper, you really need to know your scales, both up and down the fretboard and across, as well as just across each string, or across 2 strings, or across 3 strings, where all the notes are. Those exercises are mental ones as well as physical ones, and they help you out a lot. Anyway, that's a sidestep. Sorry. Look, basically, you need to know, the more you know about your scales, the more boxes you can visualize on a fretboard, so the more places you can see where you can tap your fingers. That's kind of what goes on. Okay? So I'm going to show you a nice, easy exercise that is, it sounds a lot more complicated than it is, even though it seems at first to be a little fairly complicated. It's once you get the fluidity going, you'll be great. All right. So I have my Black Star amp here. You're going to be just picking up from the mic, and it's set up on kind of a high gain setup so we can do finger tapping well. I hope it's not too noisy. I don't think it is. So we're going to be working on the high E string. We're going to be using the open E note on the high E string. We're going to be using the high E on the high E string on the 12th fret. And then we're going to be using a few notes in between. We're going to be using 5 and 8. Those will be used together when tapping between the open and the 12. And then 3 and 7 are going to be used together when tapping between the 12 and the open. I'm going to show you what I mean right now, okay? And there's a sequence to tap, pull, and hammer, okay? So watch this now. I've got the 12 here, okay? Tap, pull, 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 tap, tap, and that's the sequence. It starts again with the tap on 12. All right, let me get this a little closer here, guys. Okay, that's 12, 8, 5, open, 5, 8, 12, okay? Now we're going to slide. We got to spread out just a little bit, but we're using the same fingers, okay? Now we're going. That's 12, tap, pull, 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 tap, tap. All right? Okay? work on those two, you put them together and they start to sound nice. Oops. All right, get the idea? Work on that. I know this is kind of tricky, uses your pinky, all that stuff, but if you work on this, eventually it'll become fluid. And when it becomes fluid, it's going to be really awesome. So that secret I was telling you about, this finger exercise that I showed you is actually a variation on the opening, the very, very beginning part for Hot for Teacher. All right. This is an Eddie Van Halen lick I'm basically showing you in an exercise form. So if you were to go and put on Hot for Teacher and then listen carefully to the notes he's playing on the beginning intro, and you wanted to try and replicate them, you basically just need to invert what I just played. All right. Use what I just said in your ear and you can figure all that out. All right. So now, guys, don't forget, okay? If you want to see more of this stuff, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, as well as these boxes, guys. If you want to see the short version of this lesson, click this box. If you want to see how well I can play that stuff, click this box, all right? And if you want more lessons, click this one, all right? And that right there is still the subscription button, so please. All right? Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time. This has been RJ's Cave. Take it easy.